I hope everyone is well. So these are the mini readings by sign for the period from the 28th of March, full moon, to the new moon, which is 12th or 13th of April. So as always, you can watch all of these. It's, there might be a little bit more, have more meaning for the sun signs or even the moon sign or the ascendant if you've got that. But you could also have, quite a lot of energy in a particular sign, other planets in a particular sign. So it might, you might feel if you watch one that it corresponds to you more, and that would be why probably. So they're only short anyway. So what else? I'm still doing personal readings. I've got my website up and running now, so the link is in the description box below, and I am on Facebook. Someone did point out to me that it's not linking correctly from the YouTube videos I put out. So if you wanted to join me on Facebook, you can link to that through my website actually. It's got a link there which works, takes you to the right page. Saying that though, I don't actually use Facebook that much because I don't like it that much, to be honest. But I might start to, you never know. Just see how it goes. And then that is it really. So I feel like also just wanted to say, since this morning I feel like the energy shifted a bit upwards. So it feels like we're in this like crossroads, like a juncture. It's a bit confused, volatile. Feels like we're kind of simultaneously in the head and the heart at the moment, and it doesn't quite know which way to go. And that will be fulfilling some kind of function, no doubt. But as I say, it's quite volatile at the moment. It's a bit hard to see why that is, and it's a bit like watching a football match and it's getting to the final few minutes and nobody's scored yet. It feels like that energetically. It's kind of weirdness, right? But it did when I got up this morning feel more like the heart was winning. Anyway, we should have to see how it goes because it's still 3 days before the moon, but I feel like something's about to pop and something's about to jump out of whether it's jumping out of the shadows or jumping out of a plane, I don't really know, but we'll have to see what happens, won't we? Anyway, that's it for the intro. And like I say, you can book a personal reading if you click on the website in the link. It'll give you all the information. And speak to you later. Lots of love. Bye. Okay, so this is the last of the signs. This is going to be the air signs for the 2 weeks from the 28th to the 13th. So first of the air signs is going to be Gemini. Let's see what they have to say for Gemini. Gemini. Okay. Alright, so we've got Temperance, which is the transference of energy and coming into balance through that eventually. Ace of Swords, which is brand new communication, clarity through communication. Let's see what else we've got. Judgment. And the Devil. And the Devil is also about energy. It's the tug of war, as somebody kindly reminded me on the last video. The tug of war of energy, and this is transference of energy. So they're a little bit different. One is what goes back and forth between twins, right? Which can be anything through any of the chakras, basically. So it can be things going back and forth about healing, about the mind, the ego, clearing the ego. It can be heart in relation to self-love, love for others, love for animals, nature, that kind of thing. All this stuff transfers back and forth at given times, distinct times, which is for healing, basically. The transference of the energy for healing, of the energy of a whole, so it's a healing of a vibration. The devil, on the other hand, is an energetic connection that has two, that is equally balanced, which is the feminine and masculine, basically, and how they're connected, and there's a pull going on. They're pulling towards each other, but also they can be pulling away from each other. So we've got that there. So this could be going on inside of you, Gemini, because we've both got masculine and feminine. Each of us have masculine and feminine inside of us as well. So you could be feeling a pull inside yourself, for example, in the devil, because of what's being transferred between the twins. So when you're transferring, say, through the mind, you can be feeling a pull in the mind one way or another. So sometimes what's having to be healed, you might be feeling, you might be in your mind, for example, completely in wonder at the journey and in complete amazement at the high level you're able to see behind the veil in terms of energy itself and the energy play. You could sometimes be in, depending on what's going on here, being completely in ego in terms of the journey, be hating the journey, be hating life itself. There's various things that come through on this journey which are about the transference of masculine and feminine energy, and each of those transferred between twins, whenever that's happening, which is all the time in one respect or another, is how you're feeling on the inside in terms of your life and yourself, and also that connection with the other one, with just everything really, in terms of whether you're in ego or whether you're in a better place. Because there is only ego or a better place, because everything is a better place than ego, to put it bluntly. Right? And actually what you come to in the fulfillment of this destiny, which is the whole journey, is the destiny, if you like, in the transference of energy, in clearing the ego, in coming into a better place than what is ego. Is also destiny in terms of what you come to outside of yourself. So we've got destiny there, judgment arriving. Judgment, destiny is about what comes from God. What comes from God is what comes from your vibration. So you could have that any which way also, because you could have that coming, well, okay, I'm in ego, therefore I'm going to get a lot of fear coming towards me. I'm in a slightly better place than ego, so I'm going to be getting less fear come towards me. I'm in a really good place, I'm going to be getting loads of good stuff coming towards me, etc. So it's all coming through your vibration. So that's why that's how God shows up. It's how you feel is how God shows up, is what shows up in your life. And then there's also peripheral energy, but we won't go back into that because that's a completely different subject. Ace of Swords, communication. Brand new communication. When you're in harmony with whatever is in terms of this connection, whatever it's bringing to you, and when you're in the authentic place of understanding that is being brought to you, even your ego, periodic episodes of egoic resistance are brought to you through this connection, right? So your broader perspective, your complete understanding is in this let go and this destiny of let go, and through that you have clarity coming in communication. So what comes to you from outside of yourself, it's first of all got to come to you from inside of yourself, in you understanding what it is, and then in your self-willed mechanism in cording yourself to only that understanding, and then bringing to yourself just more from that understanding. So stepping up a level and stepping up a bit higher every time to see it from a broader perspective and an overview, rather than corded to it through your misunderstanding of what it is you believe this life is, which is short-lived and lacking in potential. When you're viewing it from an egoic perspective, it's never going to be any more than that, because if you view it that way, you never got enough time to pack anything in, especially on this journey, because this journey means that you actually don't pack a lot into the physical lifetime at all, because quite a lot of this journey is an energetic service, right? But anyway, so this is what you could be going through in the next 2 weeks, Gemini. I feel it's like some kind of detachment, basically, from what it is that you've seen it to be and how you've related to this journey, because you've got these two different aspects of energy, and then you've got brand new communication and understanding and destiny. So I feel like you're going to just be guided to see things from a completely different level than you've ever seen them before, and in that you're going to have some kind of clarity. Clarity is also equivalent to let go. When you have ultimate clarity and ultimate knowingness, it is that is, I'm here forever, so nothing really matters. And there isn't much clarity you can go beyond that in terms of how much you can then let go of all the wounding of the ego that you go through in your whole lifetime of, my life is shit, right? Which is what the ego will always tell you, one way or another. It hasn't been good enough, it hasn't delivered enough, it's a disappointment, right? And all the misery that comes from that. Some kind of clarity. 10 cups, completion. And actually that clarity and that the completion in that is a really feeling good place, because let go is a feeling good place. It's kind of like if it was a human, it would be saying to hell with it, you know, let's just have a good time, right? That's what let go says. To hell with all of this nonsense and all this stress and worry and fear. Let's just feel good. What will make me feel good? So maybe that's a conclusion that you'll come to in the next 2 weeks, Gemini, somehow or another. Okay. And I feel like, you know, you're very dualistic anyway, and you've got that two halves thing going on inside of you. Maybe you've been in some kind of disagreement with yourself around where you've been going or how you've been feeling, and you're going to come to some kind of resolution around it. Okay, next is Libra. All right, so we've got Strength cards. Strength is about healing, masculine and feminine. It's a spiral, so it's something that comes and goes. We've got the masculine on top there as well, just to add, because this card can come out in either direction, and it has different meanings. If it's one way, it means the masculine's facilitating the healing. If it's the other way, it means the feminine is. But this looks like it's what the masculine is bringing to the feminine, because it's the masculine on top. The Lovers, which is the number 6, which is about balance and harmony. Queen of Pentacles, physical body. And the 8 of Cups, which is again is another spiral, and it's a spiral of love coming back in the 8 of Cups. So it means something's due to come back to you from the healing that's being done. But this time it's the masculine over the feminine, so it's going to be also, both cards are spirals, so it's about something being brought in. Masculine bringing in something to the feminine, which is for healing. We've got physical body coming through. So coming through your physical body, so maybe you're going to feel that in the next 2 weeks, what needs to be healed in terms of some kind of, what they're saying is physical abuse, but it feels like a generational kind of a thing, like the ways that we've mistreated each other through the physical dimension, and also mistreated ourselves. So kind of like what you could be healing here, I feel, feminine, is some kind of self-abuse on the part of the masculine. So some kind of, it could be something risk-taking, for example, because the masculine energy, which is akin to the higher on the narcissistic spectrum, because it's mind-based, and also that A-type personality, which is that very high A-type, is a narcissist, right? Just about achievement and competition and not in the heart at all. You could be healing things that are coming from the masculine around that are to do with risk-taking behaviour, I feel. So you might notice it coming through your physical body in terms of how you're being guided to experience your physical life. For example, Lovers, divine love, the connection. In some cases, what you might be experiencing is coming from your divine love connection, right? Which would be things like where they've abused themselves in terms of any accidents they might have had, from doing high risk activities, for example, feeling that in your physical body. Maybe also self-abuse in the form of drinking and behaviours in terms of alcohol dependency and things like that. So maybe you're going to be drinking a lot, or maybe you're going to be coming to the conclusion that you don't want to drink a lot, because this is coming and going, right, in both eights. So before any conclusion, there's always a process of kind of assimilation, and then clarity, and then a dropping of something and a letting go of something, right, in terms of healing. So it's first the awareness comes, and then the understanding comes in what has to change, and then the dropping of the behaviour has to come. So maybe something like that is coming in for Libras. I do feel it's coming through the feminine's body because she's there. Let's get one more out. Love. Page of Cups, which is about love. And this whole journey is about love. It's about the service of love between the two twins, basically, which is what the Lovers is about. It's about the six and the balance of that. So your service of love with your twin includes helping them through whatever it is that they've gone through. Sorry, I should put that a different way. Helping them out of whatever how can I say it? Helping them out of whatever they've used to see them through, right? So if you've got a twin who's an alcoholic or has used alcohol because they've gone through the elimination of dark to light, that process, they've been surrounded by a lot of dark energy, and they have resorted to alcohol to help them get through that. Your service of love would include you experiencing through you what they experience. As always, it's never about you going towards them in the physical and helping them, because that cannot be done, and that's not what the connections are for. It's about how it comes through you on a physical level, a mental level, an emotional level, and a vibrational level. So sometimes you have to become that twin. You have to become them energetically. When you become them energetically, it means you feel everything they feel, you think their thoughts, and you feel it through your physical body. So this 2 weeks, it feels like you're going to be eliminating something for them in terms of their healing. So maybe they are going to be ending this period that they've had to resort to alcohol. That's what I'm really getting, to see them through. Sometimes people resort to that to just see them through a stage of life, and then it can go away again, and maybe you're going to experience that coming through you and experiencing them ending that paradigm. Maybe you've been drinking a lot yourself, and then you suddenly stop because they've stopped. Could be that. And also we're looking at the Libra twin that's a masculine, and they're the ones that stopping the drinking, for example, and then you feel that coming through you, whoever you are. Or it could be that we're looking at the you being a Libra, and whatever your twin is, that you're experiencing that. Okay, so that's that. Aquarius, last one, Aquarius, right? 2 Pentacles, 2 people. 7 of Swords, which is fear. Empress, rebirth. And the Magician, what's manifesting. So 2 people, physicality, and the fear spectrum. The fear is upside down, so fear is leaving, I would say, in this. Lessons around fear. So you might have been experiencing lessons of fear i.e. things that turn up in the physical dimension that are scary, you know, and coming to a better conclusion around that. I will not be scared of that. So it could be things that like of that nature that have been turning up. We've got here Magician, which is manifesting. So you could have been going through a period of manifesting fear. We could be looking at in the 2 weeks that we're just coming up to, which these cards are about, that fear is leaving. You've got Rebirth standing opposite it in the Empress, and it's a 3. It also stands for the 3rd dimension, physical dimension, what's turning up, what's being reborn there. So there's a certain amount of alchemy going on here between the two people that are connected in their physical lives. We've got the fear dropping away. We've got new things coming in, being reborn in the physical world. And we've got manifestation and a brand new point of manifestation through that. So in some way you and your twin are working on clearing through what is going to be turning up in the physical dimension. And let's get one more out. Father Sky, which is the masculine, so definitely clearing fear. So you might notice that coming through your physical. I feel it's more because we've got the manifestation card. And then we've got the Empress. It feels more like it's going to be in your physical environment because the 2 of Pentacles is physical, rather than in your thoughts, because we haven't got no swords there apart from the 7 of Swords, which is the fear itself. Rather than in your physical body, I feel it's going to be more in your physical environment that you're being guided to see where fear exists. So, and that's in relation to that clearing in the form of what does turn up for you in the physical environment. So once you're aware of how fear shows up in the physical environment and what fear is, I say this every time, right? Bills landing on the doorstep, or anything going wrong, you know, things going wrong with a computer, appearing to have like wiped your hard drive, things like that. How fear manifests into the physical dimension, it's that kind of stuff. Your vibration creates it all. It's the fear in your vibration that creates it all. So if you're in fear if you're feeling fear all the time, if you're worried all the time, if you're stressing all the time, if you're being negative all the time, then you're going to get negative things showing up in the physical dimension. This is what is peripheral energy, right? Because there's always peripheral energy at play. So it means you can be in you're here for like working on this connection, this twin flame connection, and that's one thing that you're here for, but your physical life as well and how you manifest everything else into your physical life is about your vibration in a different way. So maybe you're getting some lessons around that. Lesson 7, fear, rebirth, what shows up in the physical dimension, the Empress number 3, 2 people, masculine energy, and manifesting. So some lesson around that. I feel it's like a lesson in peripheral energy, basically, that you get. And I'll just put one more down. Ending the Tower. Something coming to an end. Something shifting in terms of what shows up for you in the physical dimension. So I feel like you're coming through you're ending the fear. Ending the fear. And then it's going to be, what shows up is going to be a lot better. Just in terms of like, you know, the little things in life that show up. And then, you know, the big things follow. So when you start manifesting from a better vibration, it's always the small things that show up first. You get a little insight into how it can be. And then the big things start showing up later. Right, so that's it for everybody. Okay, lots of love. See you later. Bye.